This is the I'm Uncomfortable podcast, the podcast for people who want to be okay with being uncomfortable. We're your hosts, Vanessa
and Melissa.
Hey everyone! We are so excited today to talk about a reflection exercise called the 3-letter project that Melissa brought to the table. And we'll get more into that in just a little bit. But first, as always, we start by sharing what's been making us uncomfortable lately. And I'm going to kick us off by sharing mine because it had me huffing and puffing. Huffing and puffing. So if you don't know, my dad was not in my life growing up. And we reconnected. It's been a couple years now, but he'll call me sometimes and I won't pick up because I'll be busy. There's a little time difference, whatever. I always mean to call him back. We don't talk often, but he'd been trying to reach me, I guess, for like several weeks, and I've been sick. I was in Hawaii. Like, I've just been busy girl, and I haven't called him back. It just hasn't been a priority, and that's okay. But then I was in the middle of that dance class that I know I talked about in a previous episode. The one where there's no water breaks, the music's really intense. And like low-key, I felt like she was already in kind of a mood. Like it was a really intense class already. And he, I shit you not, called me like 5 times back to back. So literally, like I have my watch emergency. On. Like someone's dying. Literally, you are dying. That is what this tells me. So I have my watch on because I want to record my workout, because if you don't record it, it doesn't count. And so I'm like having it buzz and I see it's him. I'm like, whatever, I'll call him later. Buzzes again. It's him again. 3, 4. Finally, at the 5th time, I was like, oh my God, he must be in crisis. So I run out of the class, grab my phone, which I'm like, oh my God, I don't want her to get mad at me. I take the call like outside the class and I'm like, literally like, hello? Like, and I was like, what? Are you okay? And he's shocked. He's like, what? I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, are you okay? I was like, I'm okay. Are you okay?
Actually, the question for you, or like the answer for you, is no, I'm not okay, because I am huffing and puffing from this class. Thinking you're in crisis, and now she's just gonna get mad at me. That's what
I was like, you just called me like 5 times in a row. Like, are you fine? And he was like, yeah, I hadn't heard from you in a while. And I was like, okay, well, I'm busy right now. I will call you back. So I did keep my word, and I called him back the next morning because by the time I got home, it was too late, and it was like past midnight over there. But yeah, I was like, ew. And then he like left me this voicemail where he was like, are you mad at me? And I was like, for what, bro? Like, we don't even talk. What are you talking about?
Yeah, from what you've shared with me, it's a very interesting relationship that you maintain.
Wait, I do want to say this on the podcast. So my coworker, I told her about this, like, you know, just like haha. And she said to me, it's his legacy complex coming up. And I was like, what? And she goes, you know, women have like a biological clock and you feel like you have to have a kid, blah, blah, blah. Men don't have that. But when they get older and, you know, death feels more imminent, they start having like a legacy complex where
what they am I leaving behind?
Yes. And then like, let me finally like explore whatever relationships or things like that, you know, like with kids in this case. And she was like, but the joke is kind of like, well, it's too late by that point usually. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a grown woman. Like, you had time to do this before. You could have done it. But anyways, I was like, what? A legacy complex? Like, I've never heard this before. I don't know if she made it up, but I love it. It makes sense.
It does make sense. I like that label on it.
Yeah, I love it too. So if any of y'all's dads be having a legacy complex, let me know, because mine for sure is in it. And he's like in his 50s now. And so he's just like having a moment.
He was in his 50s.
Neither did I.
Same age as my parents.
Neither did Evelyn. Evelyn's 72, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, okay.
I love my mom. She's insane. Anyway.
For me, nowhere near the huffing and puffing. Maybe huffing and puffing from stress, but not huffing and puffing from the workout class and thinking that a family member's in crisis. But yeah, I've had a particularly stressful week at work, which is fine. That happens sometimes. That's, you know, perfectly normal. Projects ebb and flow. But I think what made me quite uncomfortable is that I am newer at this workplace.
Yeah.
But I have 8 years of experience elsewhere. Having worked in a toxic environment and like dealing with a lot of similar bureaucratic systems. I know that's very vague, but to be more specific in terms of what I was experiencing that made me uncomfortable was the fact that I have come in as like a new person and I'm making suggestions to help make workflow more efficient when I should never assume these things, but
You know
I
what
would.
they say about assuming, Melissa.
I know, but it's interesting to me because I am in a position where I am the newbie, but I feel slightly uncomfortable, but at the same time emboldened to make suggestions that I think my coworkers may be hesitant to bring up to the table because I see it as I'm new here. I have no background in what this environment is other than my experience that I'm experiencing right now. I don't know what the heck was done in the past, but here's how I've done it. And here's how I suggest we can do it to help all of us.
You're like, sorry, was that a stupid suggestion? I'm new here. I'm new here.
And so, and, and nothing against like anyone there. I enjoy working with them, but it's just interesting and also kind of uncomfortable to see them be like, wow, you're gonna ask that or pose that question. And I'm like, yes, I am. I don't, sure, I'll be the guinea pig. I don't care. I have nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? But like I've been in their position though. Is the uncomfortable part where they're like afraid to say something. Not afraid. It's afraid is very extreme, but like hesitant to
I mean, afraid
kind
might
of
be it.
yeah, to push the boundaries a little bit of what's the status quo. Because for me, I'm like, I'm new here. I don't know what the hell the status quo is. So I'm going to come in with a method and give me any background that you can give me, and I'm going to take the project from there. But it's just really interesting to have seen it over the past couple of days and weeks, especially with some of like bigger projects. We're like, wow, I would have never thought to like ask that question or do it that way. And I'm like, oh well, I've been in a place where like I've had to fight tooth and nail to get things the way that they are. So this is easy. Like I don't mind asking this question. Like sure, I'll do it.
That's insane. But I
Yeah,
mean, I guess
so
that's the benefit of being new
yeah.
and having a different perspective.
Yeah. It's
But
just uncomfortable because I guess it's new for me.
before we get into today's episode, we just wanted to take a moment to thank our host, Riverside. Record crystal clear audio and 4K video, edit with AI, and publish in minutes, all from your browser. Effortless, professional. Try it now at riverside.fm.
So I brought this to the table, as Vanessa mentioned, is do some form of self-reflection exercise, but through people that we care about in our lives. So what I brought as a suggestion was that we ask 3 people that we love in our life to write us a letter. So we wanted to give them 3 options. And the 3 options are 1, a letter to me from you. So the prompt was write me a letter as if you're speaking to me from your heart. Tell me something you've always wanted to say, a memory you cherish, or a piece of advice you think I need. The second one, which I think will be interesting to see if one of our people have chosen this prompt, is a letter of truth. So be completely honest with me, no sugarcoating, no holding back. What's something you think I should know about myself, life, or our relationship? So that one could get a little juicy, if anything. And then the last of the 3 is a letter for when I need it. Write me a letter I should open on a bad day. What do you want me to remember when I feel lost, unmotivated, or down? So we gave those to 3 people in our lives, and we decided that we're going to read each other's letters, if that makes sense.
Yes. To
To
the other person. So to do the 3-letter project, you don't have to have a friend to do it. Like, you could do this by yourself and
Yeah.
just read them on your own. But Melissa and I wanted to get the experience of not reading it and having to just hear
So
it.
difficult because I wanted to read it so bad.
I know, right? And I mean, I strongly recommend maybe waiting till you have all 3 of your letters before you read them. But if you want to participate, it's a great reflection episode. We'll post the 3 prompts to our Instagram page and our TikTok, so you can participate.
I do want to say one more thing before we get into it. So I remember bringing this idea to the table, and Vanessa was like, where did this come from?
Yes.
And yeah, and I
why?
had just written a letter to my younger brother because he is actually going on retreat. Do you remember those? We went on retreats as Catholic school kids do, and letters are written from loved ones. And I was like, whoa, I haven't done this in such a long time. And it's a really interesting exercise for me as someone writing the letter. But I remember the impact that those letters had to me or for me when I was going through that experience. So I was like, I want that. Let's do that. Let's do this project for ourselves selfishly.
Wait, did you even know that we were going to get letters during that confirmation retreat?
No.
Me neither. That was a good surprise.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was nice to be on the other side of it because my mom was like, write him a letter, but don't say anything. And then, yeah, it's a fun exercise.
That's cute.
He's actually going this weekend, and so I'm excited to
That's
see
so cute.
what happens when he comes back. Anyways, now we can have our own experience with this 3-letter project. But
you didn't want to be left out, FOMO. Yeah. I get it. So we each asked a coworker, a mom, and a gay. And
we love our gays.
We do. It just kind of worked out that way, I think. But I did try to ask people that I wouldn't normally ask. Because, like,
Same.
besides my mom, actually, I would never ask her. So I did try to ask people I would never normally ask. And so I'm interested to see what they might say.
Which one should we start off with? Should we start off with coworker?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do
I
coworker.
will pull yours up right now.
I'm scared.
I can read it to everybody.
Let me pull up yours.
He sent it as a PDF. Beautiful.
I jokingly was like, you can send it however you want. Just send it to this email. And I was like, you can send a PDF, a JPEG, or just in the email body. And of course, it's very him to be like, here's a PDF.
Here's a PDF. The cute thing, too, is that he in the beginning starts off to whom it may concern. And there's an asterisk after whom. And at the end it says, by whom, I really just mean Melissa. LOL, Daniel. I'm reading it out loud. So it's to me, too. But here we go. Are you ready?
Oh, no. I'm scared.
Okay, so round 1, the coworker letter. To Melissa, from Daniel. To whom it may concern. You want to know something, Melissa? I think you're lazy. I think you don't do enough. All caps. And another thing. Now, hopefully, you laughed at that instead of thinking, come on, Daniel, what the fuck? Or worse, that you had no reaction at all. Because here's the thing. You do, in all caps, so many things. Seriously, your energy seems inexhaustible. Except for all those times I've seen you exhausted. But it's not your productivity that I'm jealous of and admire about you. It's your ability to will things into being. And he put in caps the first letters of will things into being. Like it's the title of a book. I love that. What do I mean by that? I mean this podcast. I mean each and every event we worked on at Redacted. You push yourself, even when frankly you probably shouldn't. It's a double-edged sword, willpower. I've never said how dang incredible I think that is. We're at the age when folks start giving up on things they always wanted to do or become disillusioned and apathetic. I don't see that in you. Maybe some delusionment, but I can't blame anyone given the gestures at everything. I said I was jealous of your ability to will things into being. That's not true. Jealousy is the wrong word because what I actually earnestly mean is that you inspire me. Oh God, the earnestness, the lack of irony, but it's true. I do want to be Melissa Buendia when I grow up. Aww. Here's the flip side though. As much as I'm amazed by your willpower, I am also concerned. I used to be more concerned, but you've gotten way better the last couple years at stepping away from work and living your damn life. That's why I include this section so I can remind you on those days where you've done 8 million things and worked late and took care of your family. Stop. I don't mean stop everything forever. I just mean pause. Take 15 minutes for yourself and do one of two things. Something fun and distracting or nothing at all. Again, You've gotten way better at this, but it never hurts to remind you. Stop and let your brain catch its breath. Let your emotions air out and adjust to whatever nonsense is going on around you. And hey, when you need something fun and distracting, talk to me.
Aww.
Per the quote board, I am a clown of a man. Daniel.
Oh, I loved that so much.
That's cute. I need to literally post this letter because it is just like the cutest, most well-written thing in the universe.
Well, kudos to him. He is a writer, so he writes many a thing, and that is very him.
Got it.
But anyways, loved that. That was very nice. And the joke was between in our department when he was working at Redacted.
They who shall not be named.
On his nameplate, because he was kind of a temporary guy that came in seasonally for us.
Yeah.
On his nameplate, we just put Melissa version 2 or Melissa's because he was literally was my right hand. I would just have a look and he would just know. He's like, okay, we got it. We're going to do this.
Those are the most valuable types of working relationships.
Seriously, miss
Hard
him.
to come by.
You're the best, Daniel.
I loved reading it too. I really did. So thanks.
I loved all the description and I hope, anyway.
I tried my best to emote.
So yours is from Katie.
Yeah. So Kristen was my manager for my almost entire career. She wasn't my manager my first year. And if she hadn't stepped in year 2 and onwards, I fucking would have quit. I swear to God. So
we always need that someone.
Yeah. And even today. So she's the one also who got me into this crazy Dance Alive class. And she still coaches me in the car on the way to and from class. So
love it.
Stop. Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
No.
I know. It's so weird. You're like, I don't think I am, but I guess I have to be. Okay.
I'm ready.
Here we go. Dear Vanessa, when you asked me to write you a letter for your podcast, I was immediately honored. I mean, here's this fun, hip young lady reaching out to me to write content for her fun, hip podcast for other young people. I love her already. So after I gave an enthusiastic yes, I did what I do best, procrastinate. Why? Because I couldn't decide on an angle for this letter. Would I write it like a love letter? A pen pal letter? And then after I missed the original deadline and you texted me a few times, it came to me. I have had the absolute privilege to coach you for 10 years.
Oh my God. I'm gonna
in
cry.
parentheses. Let's call the last few years dotted line coaching, shall we? And while the coach is often thought of as the person to mentor and develop the coachee, the reverse is true as well. You have taught me so many things over the years, and aside from the praiseworthy end-of-year eval narratives I would write you, I don't think I've taken the time to share just how much you have impacted me. So let's go.
Oh no.
Lesson number 1. Do the hard things first. Just go for it. I'll never forget the time we partnered to prep our test prep unit before February break. We had a laundry list of things to do, posters, slide decks, goal setting, and more. As we kicked off our work time, I started to do the easy things first. Why? Well, as I stated earlier, I'm a procrastinator. But there you were calling me out. No, we need to do the hard stuff first. Of course, I whined a little bit, but we both knew you were right. And not only did you push us to do the hard stuff first, but you pushed us to go head first, think out of the box, and try. What this really showed me is that you are not afraid to make mistakes and try again. As a recovering perfectionist myself, this has always been the roadblock. I'm afraid to do the hard stuff because I don't want to fail. I do not want to dive in head first, but you throw yourself in and roll up your sleeves because you are fearless. I am in constant awe of your willingness to just try things without fear. So in sum, do I still procrastinate? Yes. Do I still check my email before tackling the hard stuff? Also yes. But do I also try to push myself to do the hard stuff first? Yes. I'm still working on it, but I'm so glad to have you here to show me the way. Lesson number 2.
Classic Kristen.
Bounce back is more than a TLAC strategy.
TLAC. It's for teaching.
TLAC. Yeah. I was going to say it like that, but I wasn't sure if that was the way you say it.
Yep, you got it.
TLAC strategy. I'll never forget our first coaching session. It was the first or second day of school, and my goal was to have you circulate. You were my first one-on-one of my school leadership career, and I was so nervous. I scripted out my talking points,
so funny.
thought through my questions, planned our practice, and of course thought of the million ways you were going to push back and the 1,000,001 ways I was going to try and convince you to try. But what actually happened was nothing like I planned. You said, okay, let's try it. You pulled out a pink Sharpie and said, let's put X's on where you think I should circulate. You marked up the floor and then we practiced. Bada bing, bada boom. The coaching session was over and you moved on with your life. Then the next day, I'm getting a glimpse into work, Vanessa, and this is amazing. And it's pretty accurate, I feel like, as to you in non-working situations too. So anyways, then the coaching session was over and you moved on with your life. Then the next day I came in to watch you and bam, you're walking around like you had a Fitbit on. Reading this, you might be like, okay, so what? Well, as a recovering, in parentheses, or maybe I should say struggling perfectionist, receiving feedback is hard. Do I want feedback? Yes. Do I get a lot of feedback? Also yes. But do I actually enjoy it? Well, no. No, I do not. And that will always be a roadblock to my own growth. But you take feedback and run with it. You don't get defensive and you literally are always willing to try things to make yourself better. And so ever since that one-on-one, I've tried to put myself in the headspace of writing X's on the floor with a pink Sharpie every time I get feedback. It's still hard for me, yes, but you inspire me to try and do better. So while I am usually the roadblock for myself, you show me how you can actually be the thing that pushes you forward if you're open and willing. Lesson number 3.
The third one?
Yeah, there's a third one here.
I'm crying already.
Lesson 3. This is the last one.
Okay.
Know yourself and put yourself first. Whoa. Let me clarify. There's a lot of zeros in this. 10,000, 100,000%. This 100,000% does not mean I think you're selfish and that I applaud you for it. No, it's that you actually know yourself and you actually put yourself first. You know, like all those self-help books tell you to do. I'll never forget when we talked about your relationship post-engagement breakup.
Oh.
I know that decision was likely one of the most challenging for you, and all for good reason. You were comfortable, happy for the most part, and for all intents and purposes, you could see a future together with this person. But unlike many people, you listened to your gut. You know, the nagging feeling of doubt we all have. That feeling that maybe, just maybe, there's a different future for you. You actually listened and acted. You sent back the bling because you wanted better for yourself.
That was a nice ring.
As someone who's seen it, yes, it was. You did not settle because you put you first. And wow, what a courageous thing to do. I don't know if I ever shared just how brave I think you are, but if I haven't said it in a few years, let me say it now. You are brave and courageous, and I hope you never lose that. Well, there you have it. 3 lessons I have learned from you, and I am so appreciative. Of course, I could have listed a bunch more, but with the power of 3 and a presumed time limit of said podcast, this is where I will end. Thank you again for inviting me to this cool, hip activity for your cool, hip podcast. You're the best, and thank you for sticking with me. Love ya, Kristen. That was so cute.
I have to text her after this and be like, I'm crying. You know, though, I love what she said about being the coach. People often think, like, you learn from the coach, but not also the other way around. And so it's not, like, I always picture her as the one who has the answers. And also, I will say, that last bit about, like, you know yourself was wild to hear. Like,
really?
I don't feel like that. Like, I don't see myself that way. And so for someone whose opinion I value so much to see me in that lens, it's just very empowering. And I'm like so glad that I asked her to write this letter. And
Yeah, isn't it a
it's not that
fun
I don't.
self-reflection exercise?
It is, and it's not that I don't want, like, it's not that she doesn't come to mind. It's just that, like, she does so much. She's a mom. She does her fitness stuff. Like, she works so hard. It's like I didn't want to bother her and like add another thing to her plate, but I'm glad I did. So
I
wow,
love that. I
look at
love
us.
being able for us to have these letters
Yeah.
to read when we want to now. I
You
love
might
it.
learn
See,
something
this
new
is the
about yourself,
selfish.
apparently.
This is the selfish part of me where, like, yes, I love these like little nostalgic things and like sentimental things. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
that was our coworkers.
That was the coworkers.
That was already like
That was a lot.
got me.
I got, yeah.
Okay.
And now we move to the gays. So
Okay. Can you explain, please, yours?
explain mine or explain yours? Explain mine. Well, we're
Yeah,
both
the one
gonna...
that you received.
Okay, well, we're both going to experience mine for the very first time together because I asked Leo and he sent me a multimedia presentation. So there is a picture that I sent to Melissa that he took. I guess he had like made a thing. And so there's like
This
a
is
picture.
the picture
there.
that
Look at the screen.
Vanessa sent to me, and it
Oh, you
has
sound cute.
writing.
Yeah, I don't know what the writing says, so you can read that part, but then we're gonna have to listen together. But you should go first because you went first last time, so we're gonna start with yours.
Oh, okay.
Now, I do want to tell our audience that I think it's hilarious that the Google, like the Gmail auto-generated reply to Michael's letter to you is beautiful poem.
So when
I
Vanessa
haven't
told me
read it,
that,
but I don't. It doesn't look like a poem.
I was like, "Oh,
be.
he wrote me a poem. That's very nice."
It's very nice. And you want to explain for them who Michael is?
Well, Michael is a longtime friend of both of ours. I've known. He's been on the podcast. He talked about pelvic floor
Pelvic
health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
should listen.
So love him. I don't spend as much time with him as I would like to, but I consider him forever.
This fabulous life.
I consider him forever one of my closest friends. He can't get rid of me. We were just texting the other day. We always text each other about like our hopes and dreams and things we want to do, and we would always meet up to talk about his growing business and starting businesses and things like that. And
he's
again,
grown
like
so
kind of
much.
supporting each other
Yeah.
through those kinds of thoughts and emotions. So I love him.
Okay. Well, he was nice enough to tell me what prompt he's responding to.
Okay.
So this is for you to read. It's a letter for when I need it.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm scared. Okay.
Maybe you need it today. Here we go. Dear Melissa, you're reading this because today is, I'm going to cry already, and it's not even my letter, because today is one of those days when you are feeling really low and nothing seems to be going right. I want you to know that I love you and you are amazingly awesome. This shitty time is temporary, and I have seen you make it through so many obstacles with a determination that is inspiring. You've always had this gentle spirit that is so powerful because you allow yourself to feel what you need to feel without shame. I've always appreciated how you always felt comfort in coming to me whenever you have felt down or uncertain, because it reminds me how much love we have for each other and how our
my
friendship
gosh.
is timeless.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's happening! I have always loved how you've stayed true to your values and the passion you have for causes and people you care about. I know this was prompt number 3, but I wanted to share my favorite memory, which was actually a recent one. When we got to see our queen Beyonce. I could not have asked for a more perfect concert experience because I loved watching how big your smile got during the show. From the sweet glances at each other, singing along and crying together. I'm so glad I got to be there for your first time seeing our favorite, and I hope to go to so many more shows with you as we get old and wrinkly. And if this letter wasn't enough to cheer up your mood, I am always here to be there in person whenever you need me there. With all the love, Michael.
Oh,
Damn, I was gonna cry reading it. That was a beautiful poem.
beautiful poem. Just reply to him.
Beautiful poem! I replied.
That was so sweet.
It was so sweet. Oh,
It's so interesting. I'm seeing like a thread of similarities. Like Daniel was talking about my willpower. Michael mentioned my determination. And I feel like...
Do you see those things in yourself?
I don't think I do. I'm constantly struggling with, am I doing enough to...
Which is another episode that y'all can listen to.
Yeah. That and too much, or am I doing too much? Like, it's like I'm constantly saying things in my life. I've noticed, like, I'm trying to find balance between these two parts of me.
Yeah.
That likes to be a gentle spirit, but also I have, like, these goals that need hard work and determination. And yeah, that was sweet.
You can be both.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
Wow.
Okay, well...
I didn't realize I was gonna cry. I mean, I guess I didn't mentally prepare myself.
I also did not mentally prepare. I was just talking about adults crying today, and now I'm also crying.
We're the adults. We're the ones crying.
It's us.
It's us. Okay, we're gonna both experience Leos now.
Yeah, can you read to me the letter he...
Yeah, let me try and see if I could see.
Under that very drunk picture of me from New Year's.
Okay. Can you give a little synopsis of who Leo is?
Yes.
Why you chose
Leo?
him?
Who is Leo? Leo has seen me at my absolute best and at my absolute fucking worst.
Aww.
Like, Leo has talked me through panic attacks. Leo is the person I laugh with. He is such an inspiring person to me because he just seems to make friends like... Just he could look at you and you want to be friends with him.
Oh, I remember the first time I met him. I was like, "Wow, he's so cool."
He's just so magnetic and vibrant and like
and
I don't know
kind.
What I would
like
do
he's
without
very
him.
nice and
He
generous.
Well, that's funny because
Am I wrong? Why?
You're absolutely not wrong, but he's just also like the sassiest bitch. Like,
oh yeah, you could still be a generous, sassy bitch.
He calls me a dumb bitch all the time, but he's not wrong.
What I mean is that he's generous with his time and building relationships with like people, like connection.
With everything. And I've known him since my freshman year. I knew him before he came out. When he thought he was still straight. Well, he didn't think, but he was trying.
Kudos to him.
Yeah, so I've also seen him grow, and it's just nice.
Aww,
I'm so glad he lives near me.
Okay, as a reminder, Leo sent a multimedia message.
I don't know how to play it at 2x speed on my phone.
Why do you need to play it in 2x speed?
Because it's 11 minutes long.
I'm pretty sure I took 11 minutes to read your letter.
Okay, well then.
I feel like our friendship has always been one of motivating each other, listening to each other, growing with each other. I've always looked up to you since I've met you. I feel like you're a very strong individual, very resilient, someone who puts a lot on her plate, which I've told you many times before, stop fucking eating, bitch, you're too full. But it is something I commend because there's nothing that stops you. Whenever you want to do something, you're going to do it. And that also comes with some dangerous territory, like he who shall not be named.
Voldemort?
But yeah.
I did dance with Voldemort.
I think our friendship, we have given each other a lot of advice. Sometimes we take it, sometimes we don't. But either way, I think the main point of it all is that we're there for each other and that we're able to speak to each other on almost a daily basis without judgment. Even if it's some random shit that we're going through or some random shit that we see, we're always going to reach out to each other because we know that we are there for each other at all times, at any given moment of the day. And even when we're not there for each other, literally me talking about just not texting each other, because obviously we're always going to be there for each other, but when we're not there for each other, the love is still there. Very much so. We fucking have spent New Year's together for the past 9 years. Not 10, but about to be 10.
That's amazing.
And I'm very grateful for that. I don't think I've ever really had an anniversary like that with anybody. So props to us. Look at us, bad bitches, lucky girls, and all that. I started writing this shit down, and then I'm like, well, my mind is going much faster than my pen, so this is where we're at now in the voice note. Anyway, cheers.
Gave up.
Because your boy is drinking. It's the weekend.
I knew it.
I guess I will be sending this to you, unfiltered Leo, I guess. And then I'll,
What is the rest of it then?
spruce it up, or maybe not, I don't know. Maybe you can spruce it up. Who edits your podcast, I don't care. But yeah, what I have written so far, which is not very much, it was, Dear Vanessa, I hate your stinking guts. You make me vomit. Your scum between my toes. Love, Leo. But not you cool. As I've said countless times before, I would not be able to live without you.
So he goes again.
And if I am a liar, I have not said that countless times before, then maybe fucking listen to me, bitch. And I think that's how I started the audio. I'm not even sure anymore.
Literally. Leo.
But you said this is either a letter to me from you,
I like he's reading the
where I
prompt.
profess my love
See?
to you,
Prompts.
or a
Told you.
letter of truth,
Important.
or a letter for when I need it. And I think it is all the above. As every conversation we have, there's a little bit of love, there's a little bit of truth, and there's a little bit of, I guess extra for when you feel down. You'll think about a moment that we've had.
I could think of
memories, nostalgia.
Powerful. Is he drinking? I can hear
Letter
it.
from me to you. It's been a crazy ride together. And I've had a lot of great memories with you, but like I mentioned last weekend, it was mainly our fucking guffaw going from either the lantern into the bookstore hallway or vice versa, but I just remember us just laughing and just like, not even, wow. It's ingrained in my memory. I wish I could show you what's in my head, like replay it like a music video.
He does love his music videos.
There have been many talks of us just trying to be better people,
Yeah.
trying to get over our insecurities and things that, get over ourselves, because we're our biggest fucking enemies. And that's the worst of it all. But at least we have each other, so we can just slap each other and shake each other until we realize that we're fucking amazing and we're going to do amazing things on top of the things that we have already done. And yeah, I feel like you've accomplished a lot.
There's still
You've
so much.
done a lot, and you keep doing a lot.
I love him.
So keep it up.
Keep it up. Keep it
I
up.
know it's hard sometimes, but you have so many people that love you. I'm number one, so let these other bitches know. I don't care how long they've known you. But no.
I feel called out,
I
kind
love you
of.
very much, and I cherish you. And like I said, I'd kill myself without you. A letter of truth. I mean, I feel like I've given you many truths in the past.
Is he about to roast me right now?
Something you think I should know about myself, life, or our relationship.
I like how he's answering all of them.
He really said I'm gonna do it all. And he called me out for doing it all.
Yourself. What comes to mind is the thing. And I feel like I voiced my opinion, and then we talked about it.
Good.
But we could always go deeper into that if you want to.
Redacted. Name redacted.
I always felt bad putting, with my input in that situation. I don't know, it seemed like you were a little fake in that situation, where it's like you didn't mean it, but you probably
He is
did.
roasting.
But you probably
At
did.
this point, who cares?
Who cares?
He is going in.
Other than that, your life,
Did he
live your life, girl. I don't
play
care.
this back?
Live your life,
Relationships,
girl.
I've
I
talked
don't care.
about your relationships in the past. I never liked the last one. Your current relationship, yeah. You seemed very happy when I saw you at the Sharks game when we all went out. That's when it hit me. It was like, oh shit, this guy's here to stay. I don't know. But they're in love, which is really nice to see. Do I know if this is the one? Probably. You tell me. It's like, I asked you, is he getting married this
Probably.
guy? And you're like, yeah.
Probably. He said
I'm
so.
like, damn. Okay. Well, there's another life decision or life goal that you have accomplished, because I know it's been quite a long journey. Whatever comes from it, I think you have grown so much in that department and will keep growing. And I feel like Ross has been complimenting you very well. Even though he's white,
like
I mean, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I guess that's it for the letter of truth.
Oh my God, he really went through. He's like all of them.
It's kind of hard because it's like I feel like we do this
all the time
whenever we see each other, which is like yay to us because we're good communicators with each other and our feelings. I don't feel like we've ever really fought. We've fought and then probably nipped it in the butt. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I feel like we have a pretty good relationship and it's going to last forever. And a letter for when I need it.
Oh my
I
God.
should open on a bad day.
I like how he thinks you're going to like
Bitch, just pick up the phone or come drive to me or I'll drive to you. All you need to do is tell me to be there and I will be there whenever you fucking need it. So you don't need no fucking letter from me to open up on a rainy day because I'll be there no matter what. But yes, probably this audio would be one of those things. Who knows?
No.
But yes, I think I've grown a lot with you. I think that you have guided me in ways that you don't know. You've definitely influenced me in the way I live, the way I treat others, how we could reciprocate the things that we need from each other and communicate that. I think we're like really pretty as well, so that's not bad.
That's not bad. I think we're really pretty.
What else?
I like how he includes himself. It's
I
like
guess
a
I
letter
could
to
go
you,
on
but
all
he's like,
day,
we're
but
really
I feel like
pretty.
I've said, for the most part, everything I have to say. And this is also due on Sunday, which is today, and I also have a lot of fucking homework to do. But I decided to do this because I was sick of homework, and I'm like, fuck homework, who cares? But yeah, I love you so much. You mean the world to me. You always will.
Aww.
Wow, cute.
We went through a journey.
He went through a journey.
He sure did.
I'm gonna have to bleep out the names.
Oh yeah, at this point our listeners have like there's a big chunk redacted.
Oh, there is a big chunk redacted. Yeah.
I just like how in the beginning he's like, yeah, you'll spruce it up. It's your podcast. Like as if we're going to
Like I can fix. But I guess I could bleep out the names.
Yeah.
The names have been removed
Redacted.
to protect.
I like how Daniel was like redacted, and then Leo was like, I'm gonna drop names.
He like took a drink before he went into it too. He was like,
All the ice clinking around in his cup.
I need a drink for
The
this.
gulp. That's
Okay.
hilarious.
Well, that's so funny. And I do think it's funny the contrast from his letter and Kristen's of like, he's like, remember to know yourself. And Kristen's like, you do know yourself. And I'm like, okay, this is just,
The balance.
yeah, it's just interesting. Different people, different perspectives. And don't worry, y'all, my mom's letter was literally 2 sentences. So it all balances out.
Balances out.
Yeah.
I cannot say, I don't know how long.
Are
my
you
mom's
nervous about your mom's letter?
I am.
Okay. If you're listening.
you?
I am. I think too, like if you've been listening for a while, you know that our relationships with our moms have gone through many iterations. They've gotten better. I think the older we get, obviously, the more we understand them. And the more we know that they're just girls.
They're just girls.
They're just girls.
And we do have an episode coming up in this season. Where we talk about our mommy issues. So
She never ceases to amaze me with her craziness. But I mean, like, I'm not too scared because it was so short.
Yours came with exhibits.
Yes,
Pictures.
I think she took it literally about favorite memory.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Should I read yours first?
No, I want to read yours first because
I forgot that this was okay. I forgot that Leo's was your letter that I was supposed to be
it
reading
was
to you.
to
but
both of us.
did together.
We experienced it together. It was an experience.
I forgot. Okay, yeah. I'm
Okay,
scared.
I'm gonna try my best to read it with the emojis, because
Okay.
there's many. And I don't.
That's so funny.
There's actually quite a few.
Okay.
I don't even know what all the emojis are called. I'll try to make them with my face. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it
let me make
long?
it.
scared.
Yeah. No, it is. It's good.
Holy shit. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
and she sent it. She sent it at the deadline, Sunday at 9:53 p.m.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. She says, "Dear baby."
Oh.
Your mom calls you baby. That's so cute.
Oh yeah, because I'm the baby. I was the baby
were
of
the
the family. I only get that title. Stuff up there.
Dear baby, thanks for choosing me to write you a letter. LOL. Writing is my weakness. I will do my best, and I hope you understand my writing and it makes sense. Something I have not said to you often, or not at all, is to tell you I love you.
We don't say it often.
I hope you know that. And you will always be my baby girl, no matter how old you are. We were very excited, over the moon, knowing we're having a baby girl.
Oh.
Party emoji. Just know that you were not switched at birth. Don't listen to your nana.
Yeah, my nana would always joke that I was switched because there was this lady that was giving birth next to my mom and like the other, and then the way that I look like versus how my older brother looked like, it's just like they don't look alike. So obviously she got switched.
Well, your mom said, I know my own baby. Plus, every one of my friends tells me you look like me. There is a strong resemblance. Aww. So technically, you're my mini-me. Big smiling emoji. I want you to know that. So we thought you were our last child, so we named you Baby.
Oh,
they named you Melissa, but yeah.
Actually, I have all of our names. I'm the longest name of everyone.
Anyways. Another thing I want to tell you is I am proud of you and what you have accomplished. Oh. You have become a strong and very independent woman, and I know that ever since you were a little girl, or I've known that is I think what she meant, ever since you were a little girl. You're able to sleep on your own at a young age. You did your homework with no problem and with no help. I didn't have to worry so much. You never really gave me a hard time. Aww. You're able to do things on your own, plus more, which helped me a lot. My attention was mostly with your kuya. He needed help the most. Thank you for being a strong-minded, kind, and caring person, which is what I love about you. They say having a baby girl is much harder to take care of. That wasn't true. You were not hard at all. Thank you.
That's very nice.
One thing I wish I could have done when you're growing up, which includes your siblings, is to teach you guys to help out around the house. I should have given you guys some chores to do. I was doing everything for the family. Oh, it turns. Now I am seeing that when it comes to doing things around the house, I have to ask for your help with dishes, putting things... She's roasting you. Putting things away, emptying the dishwasher, sweeping the floor, or wiping the table, or cooking dinner, so on and so forth.
Okay.
These things should be automatic. Damn. These are some responsibilities. That was my mistake.
I'm fine with blaming it on her. I'm just kidding.
She said, I thought I was giving you guys a favor. I never did ask for help as long as I could do it. But now that I am getting older, I can't do them all anymore. I know someday, might be sooner than later, you will have to move to your own place or with which is expected. You're older now and it's almost time. So when that time comes, I hope you're helping him out with chores when you stay with him.
That's so funny. Bless you.
Helping each other out makes the job done quicker. Also, one more thing I wanted to say, that I don't feel that we have this mother and daughter bond relationship. Sad face. Oh my
gosh.
I think you feel the same way. You're always much closer to your dad. You guys can sit and have a conversation. He is the first thing you call. You don't call me for no reason, to just chat or ask me how I am doing, or to hang out, etc. The only memory I have of you calling or wanting to talk to me is when you went away to college and you would call me when you're walking to class or going to the market by yourself. You just wanted me to keep you company. Aww. Which I don't mind at all. Less worry for me knowing you're okay and safe. Sounds like my mom.
That's funny.
That moment of time I will not ever forget. Another thing I regret is I never made time to just have our bonding time. That is probably why we are not close. I didn't have that bonding time with my mom. Sad face. And I thought that was okay. No, it's not okay because it affects us later in life. Maybe later in the future when you do decide to have kids, please make sure that... please make sure that time to just bond with your child. I think it's important while growing up to have that good relationship with them. My mom was too busy trying to feed 5 kids, working a double job 7 days a week, no time with the kids. I grew up without bonding with my mom and became a mother of my siblings. I became my mom. The only time I had with my mom was when she started getting sick. I cherished that time with her. I missed her so much. My wish and hope is that you still pray and that you have not forgotten yet. God is always there watching you and keeping you safe. I hope that you can take away something good or bad from this letter. Just know I will always be here for you. Love you, baby, Mom.
Interesting.
This was like a love letter and a roast at the same time.
It's interesting because, yeah, I agree. I think there's a whole part of me that she doesn't know because we don't have that. But it's very interesting that she's like, you've always been closer to your dad. I don't.
You don't feel that way? Mm-mm. Oh my god.
I mean, maybe when I was younger, but not now. I feel like I'm actually closer to her because I do talk to her more so about random things than my dad. But
well, maybe you should call her the next time you're on your way to the market.
Yeah, I do feel that though, like the person that will just talk to her for quote unquote no reason is more so my older brother because he has that distance of like having been moved out.
Yeah.
But because I'm always here, there's that vicinity all the time. I don't know. That could be a part of the perspective, but it's interesting. I know a little bit more about what's going on.
Are these things that she hasn't said to you before?
Yeah, a lot of these things I've never heard from her mouth.
Holy shit, really? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's why I'm like shooketh.
I'm shooketh too. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know that we've talked about our relationships with our moms, but this is a big part of it where I don't. A lot of the times I'm like I don't feel like I can have a conversation, like an actual adult conversation, and I know that we've talked about that before, so it's part of it.
Well, shit, you just got a lot of honesty from her.
I'm surprised at how long it was because I was thinking that it wasn't gonna be.
Well, I'm surprised my mom was able to do anything at all, to be honest.
I know that when we were talking about this, I was like, oh, I'm for sure going to ask my mom because that's the one that I'm most uncomfortable about. And then you were like, wait, what? You think Evelyn's going to do that? Like, I don't think so. Evelyn did.
She did. And she sent artifacts.
She sure did.
She even told me, she was like, okay, I have to do it when I get home because I want to take a picture of my favorite memory. And I was like, okay.
Aww. The fact that she knows exactly.
I have to look at these pictures with you. If you can show them to the screen too.
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see.
What is this?
Well, maybe you need to look at it after. Well, you can look at them while I'm reading it too.
Well,
it says, Dear Vanessa.
That's me.
Precious than diamonds are these stones given by you for my birthday. And indeed, I'm so lucky because you are giving me so much joy in my life. This is a beautiful poem.
This sounds like one of those gifts with like flowers or puppies and it says like, God always loves you and it's like glittery.
It's funny. Just can't get over the precious than diamonds are these stones. I think she meant to say more precious than diamonds.
No, I think she said what she meant.
And I'm so lucky to have a chance to raise a lovable girl into a woman who is confident in herself and independent and capable of living with so much passion and love. Let me give you some of the quote-unquote luck you have given me for it to bring you a life full of blessings, love, and harmony and never-ending peace. Love you more. Your mom, Evelyn.
This was like a prayer card.
It was more so like a fortune cookie.
It was a mix between like a Valentine, a prayer booklet, a fortune cookie. Also, what stones is she talking about?
Oh, I'm sure it's these ones. These stones.
What the fuck stones are those? Okay, so the card...
And
okay, first of all, yeah, there's this card. Yeah. Okay, and it says like, Mommy, see the dog? His name is Spot. He really likes the mom he's got.
Oh. And then on the envelope it says, inside are seven lucky stones for you. So cute. I like that she's kept this.
Where did I take these stones from? It says, and then there's another one. I guess there's the rest of the card. It says, 'cause you're the perfect mom for me. Happy birthday, Mommy. With love. And then I guess I wrote my name.
That's so cute.
That is super cute. Go me. Also, where did I get the card? How old was I? Am I writing this?
I like, my favorite part is when you wrote on the card, you with an exclamation point, but I think you put question mark as first at first.
I was learning.
No, I love it. It's so good.
I did put a question mark at first. For you?
Inside are 7 lucky stones for you.
Did I even put lucky or did I put luck stones? No, let's give me some credit.
I'll give you credit.
And what though? It says and CA whatever.
And California.
You in California. Good luck.
That's
These
so
look
cute.
familiar. Where did I steal these from?
Look,
These
your
are...
mom didn't roast you.
No.
But I feel like because you guys have had a lot of more open conversations,
we have.
and you two are more like willing to butt heads.
You just need to call off an engagement, and then you and your mom might also get close. And also dig through the dumpster of men. That was the process. We had a whole thing. She got so mad at me.
Did you really?
Just short of calling me a dumb bitch. Yeah, she was just like...
Well, we have Leo for that.
Exactly. She and Leo probably could have bonded over the choices that I had been making. Whatever. We all have a phase.
Oh, I love it, though.
Wow. Okay, so the 3-letter project, I'm blown away. I was very uncomfortable with you suggesting this, in part because I felt so like... I don't know how to explain it. Like, how dare I ask people to take time out of their lives to do something nice for me, even though I would be thrilled to get a request.
I would
write
love
a
to be
letter.
asked.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know why I thought of it at first as like a burden.
That's interesting. I guess I didn't realize that was part of your hesitation.
I didn't say it in the moment because it sounded crazy.
It's not crazy. Because you know how I framed it when I was reaching out to people? Because it was similar, where I was like, hi, can I ask you a favor? Like, right. As it, you know, like, do you think you could write me a letter that you don't mind me reading on the podcast? Yeah. You can pick between the 3 prompts. And I sent them and I was like, let me know if you're down. No pressure if not, you know, like.
Literally, like, please do it, but totally fine if not. Why do we say that? I mean, because we want people to feel comfortable saying no, probably, because I want to feel comfortable saying no. Yeah. But like.
But at the same time, it's the premonition that it's a burden.
Right. And it's not.
Yeah. And like when I reached out to Michael, immediately it was like, yes. Yeah. Of course, you know?
Yeah. And I was thrilled.
I was like, oh, why was I worried?
I think your mom was really touched that you asked her. I know she roasted you too. Pretty hard there. But
it's funny because I don't agree with a lot of the things that she says.
I know you don't. As I was reading, I was like, ooh, I don't think we agree with this, but that's okay. It's her perspective, and I think you learned a lot about the way that she views the world.
For sure. I learned a lot about how she thinks.
We also uncovered a lot of trauma from her letter.
And the, like, you know, when they spell it out on the screen, trauma, with like the squiggly, the little stars and like sparkles.
She laid it out. She was like, and this is why. Wow.
Talk about being a generation of breaking
trauma cycles. Yeah, it's rough. But okay. Thank you, Melissa, first of all, for pitching the 3-letter project. And
I don't typically pitch things that are this uncomfortable.
It was very wildly uncomfortable.
It's usually you that pushes the boundaries. But I'm learning. You see? Trying to be more uncomfortable. You know?
Did it. And I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of me. And I'm proud of us. And if you are listening and you would like to participate, please let us know how it goes. If you're a homie and you want us to write a letter for you, then let us know. We'd be honored already. You don't even have to say no worries if you can't. Like, we will.
I'll do it. I got you.
I got you, boo. And yeah, I'm thrilled by what we learned a lot, I think, about ourselves and
for sure. I think this is a really great exercise if you're trying to build a bridge with someone apparently that I am not close with. or you know, learn a little bit more about another person's perspective of you and from, you know, about your relationship. It's very good exercise.
I'm about to send requests for letters to everyone now.
I know. It's like maybe they'll help put together a puzzle piece of who you are.
I will say it is the 3-letter project because 3 prompts, 3 people. We will post the prompts so you can borrow them and share this project with other people who you think might enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening today. We'll see you on the next one. Want more of the I'm Uncomfortable podcast? Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at I'mUncomfortable.podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Facebook group, the I'm Uncomfortable Club, to gain early access to our episodes and exclusive content. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.